Hello, I'm Douglas Chapman. I'm the SNP candidate for Dunfermline and West Fife. Over my shoulder here we see Longannet Power Station. It's been operational since 1973 and producing power for the length and breadth of Scotland. 4 massive turbines generating 600 megawatts per turbine. This plant is now under threat of closure and premature closure because of the high energy charges and transmission charges that the Scottish Power faces from the regulator Ofgem and from the national grid. So we're asking today that the companies involved, the National Grid and Scottish Power and the regulator, get round the table to make sure that there's fair transmission charges for all of Scotland's producers. It's really important. This plant here is charged £40 million a year to get access to the grid, and if this plant was down in the southeast of England, then they would actually receive a £5 million subsidy from the national grid to actually put the same electricity into the grid that we're seeing coming from here today. So it's not just about the transmission charges to the grid from Longannet, but there's also 1,000 jobs at stake, and there's 250 jobs on site at the moment. There's 250 permanent contractors in addition to that, and there's 500 jobs downstream. For example, some of the coal lorries that bring coal into the plant. That's again 1,000 jobs across Scotland would be hammered by the fact that this plant may face premature closure. So that's another reason why we need to have fair transmission charges for Scotland's producers. A few years ago as well, we had a demonstrator plant here for carbon capture, and that £1 billion project was cut from the coalition government's plans. Now that would have added years to the longevity of this plant, because it would have meant that it becomes greener, it becomes cleaner, and we could go on producing energy from here to serve the whole of Scotland and make sure that we can even maybe transport and export energy south of the border. So the 3 things that we want is fair transmission charges, so that plants like this are not disadvantaged by the national grid. We want to keep our 1,000 jobs that are part of the employment mix in this part of the world, and make sure that we have a long-term future for Longannet. There'll be lots of things coming on stream, such as wind power, wave power, tidal power and so on, but we still need the base load that this plant produces until all these renewables come on stream. So let's keep Longannet in the meantime, let's make sure that we can keep our jobs, and let's get these transmission charges fair for the future of Scotland.